Hello. I'm back for more. Can't stay away. Okay, so we were working on a new clues. We have the metro puzzle for the metro stops that has Route 8, depart, keep left, Tanner Fork, that sort of thing, which gives us numbers. And I just don't know how to apply that to anything. We also figured out that in a new clue, if you like put all the numbers in that one passage together, that it spells out all checked corner case rooms had a low case clue found in the rooms. And those rooms were the patio, the nook, the office, and the pantry. So I'm gonna check those for lowercase clues. I'm gonna set up an experiment. Each time you find trash while digging, each time you unlock or bypass a security door, probably that. A letter to the mailroom, maybe? Sure. I want to try to draft the patio, the nook, the office, and the pantry, so we can look in those rooms. And I'll probably revisit the new clue pages at some point today. Oh, we haven't gotten this yet. Just want to see it. Wow. A circular theater featuring a dome-shaped projection screen upon which scenes of the stars and galaxy allow viewers to experience the splendor of the heavens. Oh, it's lovely. New constellation spotted. We're almost there. It's very pretty in here. I love a planetarium. Okay. Actually, great. Perfect spot for you. do not have a key card today, which is not great. Yeah. Patio, nook, office, pantry. Okay. Couple monies for me. Thank you. All right. 2. 6 minus 0.33, so like 5.66 rounded to the ones place. Or it'd be to 10. No. Do I round it to 6? Yes. Okay. This is 10s. Do you always round up? Wait, what? I thought one line was round to the nearest ones place. 2 lines is round to the nearest tens place, which would be 10, I thought. Oh, did I click? I must have clicked 11 the first time. Oops. 10 times 11 is 110. Rounded to the nearest hundreds place is 100 divided by 20 is 5. 6 rounded to the nearest 1 is 6 plus 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. These are getting complicated. I do kind of enjoy them though. Alright, I think this is a good choice, but I'm not going to go in there yet. There it is. Thank you. Apple. Alright, let's put this on high and change this to unlocked. Great. And then we're trying to get the breaker box. So they're going to be a new one? Spend stars to draw new floor plans. What? box for us over here. Yeah, so we've got all caps, so it just says bridge. So I'm thinking this is going to take and tell us to go dig by that bridge, which I've already done. I will take the jackhammer, thank you. Let's use silver key. Never mind, not right there. Okay, the nook. Patio, nook, office, pantry. So beside. Yeah, it's gonna tell us to go dig beside the bridge. I think that's the first time we've ever used it. Ooh, I do want the attic, but not right there. Yep, thank you. No! Okay. Are we cooked? think we might be cooked here. We do not have a key card. We can't go through the foundation without a key card. Can't open this without a key card. Can't open these without a key card. We just didn't get our little breaker box, did we? Alright, I'm gonna check my jackhammer and I guess call it a day back in the planetarium or the break room. That stinks because we set up an experiment about key cards. Do I have any other green rooms? I have the courtyard over here. I could try digging. Oh, but I just checked my fucking thing, didn't I? Whatever. You know what? Whatever. It's okay. I'm gonna end the day in here. Just cause. And I will be right back. I'm so sorry. Just a quick bathroom break. Crazy amount of water today, so forgive me. So if I look at the new clue pictures, all right, so I think we figured out the signs. Like, we figured out what they correlate to, what they say. We figured out the suspect is a key. Seen all the signs. Dead end to major key. So the dead end. the numbers we got were 8, 7, 3, 10, 1, 13. Page A, word X. Does that just mean... Does that mean... If I take X to Y to Z to A to B to C and apply it to those 6 numbers, would that make pages that work? Page A, word X, so page 10, word 8. What is page 10, word 8 of red prints? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then word 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Assume. Okay. Lunar Realm and Rune is page C, word A, which is, would that be page 13, word 10? A new clue, page B, word Y, so page 1, word 7. And for Draft the Stars, page Z, which would be page 3, word X would be word 8. Let's try those and see what that gives us. So I have the fixed stars here. Page 3, word 8. 1, 2, 3. Word 8. There's only like one word on... If we start on the title pages. 1, 2, 3. It's just, all it says is North Star plus 1 gold on that page. I need to check out Realm and Rune again from the library. I only have the key pages from that. I don't have the whole thing. And then a new clue. I do have all the pages from that. What does that give us? So starting at title pages, I think it's 1, 2, so 3. Page 1, word 7. New. I don't know if that makes sense to me. What kind of room do we want out here today? I still haven't been able to trade for anything exciting. I don't have any items to trade today, so, or yet, so. If we get the library again today, I would like to check out a different book. Well, what do you know? Okay. Give me Roman rune, please. Feel so naked and exposed on not having any gems. This is not an empty box. The empty boxes are both false. The empty boxes are both true. Alright, let's say this is the box with the gems. So this is an empty box. If this is the box with the gems, then it's telling the truth, which means that the empty boxes could not both be false. So I think the gems are not in black. If they're in blue, and it's both of these, would be true. If they're in blue, wait. The empty boxes are both true. If this is true, it means it's empty. This is true, it means it's empty, and it means that there can't be two falses. So this would be false. And this would be true. Which would mean that they're in here, but I think they have to be in white. I do have the rotunda. Maybe I'll come back to you once I have my jackhammer. Wine cellar. I think unusual's fine. Corridor, commonplace, make this standard, I think. Oh, another broken lever in here. Love that. What do you got for me today, commissary? Yep. 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 Just take one of everything. Thank you. Damn. Sure. Okay. Don't have a metal detector today. Yeah, that's what I thought. Stop and eat. Okay. Guess we're just going all the way back to the rotunda. No, not that way. This way. Wonderful. If you could give me security, I would just love that. Thank you. That was so well behaved of you. House. Okay. Let's do this dead end. like this, though. Plane. Shit. Please have a key. Okay. Took a risk there. Wish you could still just pick shit up. It's like, I know there's something sitting here. Regarding the sigil rooms, poem says the 7th is major if you draft it quite late, and the last is waiting behind the last door of 8. So, like, how do you open that door? If I've solved the 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I solved the 7 sigils. So I feel like if the 8th key is waiting behind the 8th door. I thought it would open when I solved the last sigil, the 7th sigil, but it did not. So now I'm a little confused as to how to progress there. Key card. Bless. Okay, so I can come back up through the foundation now. If I get blocked off here. Which I very well might do. I'm trying to get as many items as I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, Still don't have a shovel. I guess this is where the treasure is. Didn't even really pay attention to it. Yeah, so it's in the Cloister of Draxus, so if I can find a shovel somewhere, then I can come back. Alright. Bought everything, right? Yep. If we're going out to the Foundation, then I can check with the trading post. See what I can trade for. Really trying to give me the salt shaker today. And the car keys. Well, I don't want them. Do kind of want that silver key. I do kind of want that silver key. I don't have any keys. What can I trade you for the silver key? Okay, so it's these three. I'm gonna stick with the silver key for now. Alrighty. Oh, don't need the key card if the power's off. If I've done that. Okay, interesting. That's good to know. If I'm gonna use the silver key, get out of my face. If I'm gonna use the silver key, I want to use it on this store, I think. Kind of want, I want the fancy room, the showroom. and gems. Great. I haven't been in the observatory today, so we can do that. Okay. 11 rounded to the nearest tens. 20 plus 10 is 30. Times 2 is 60. To the nearest 100 is 100. Times 3 is 300. Divided by 10 is 30. Divided by 15 is 2. 1 plus 10, 11, 30 minus 4, 26, which rounds back up to 30, minus 3, ooh, see, 30 minus 3, 27. Now do I do both of these first? I can never remember. I think it's 30 minus 8, 22, which brings us to 20 minus, well, minus 1 still brings us to 20. Minus 2 is 8, so is it just 20? Okay, great. Another silver key. I'll take it. West, beside West Bridge. Yeah, I'm looking into these just for my own sanity, but I think it's meant to tell us to go digging in the West Bridge, which we already did. There it is. Fuck. That sucks. That sucks a lot. Rip. And I'm pretty sure this is locked. Damn it. Hello? Oh, it's just gold. I forgot. Okay. Guess we can keep going. What do we think court, cloak, and castle with binary on the grotto screen meant? Court, yard, cloak room, castle. We haven't figured out the castle cipher either. I don't know what that is supposed to do. Let's just see what we can get in here. Okay, we got some keys. They're fine. I still need a gem though, if I'm gonna draft the showroom. Eventually I want to try and go back to room 46 and try to solve the... I'll do the prism key here. Okay, guess I'll do the silver key here. I'm gonna try to solve the realm puzzle in there. Sure. Man, I feel like this is just gonna be locked. And now we don't have gems. Ugh. Oh my god. I cry. Key in here for me, please? A key or a gem? I would be so grateful. what we want to try to do with tomorrow. Do we want to power the laundry room? Could draft lots of mechanical rooms and then the mechanarium. Read the library book. Looking for castle cipher stuff. Get into the last sanctum room. Waiting behind the last door of 8. It doesn't mean room 8, does it? We solved room 8 and I thought we got a sanctum key out of there. Room 46, locked tight in the vault of a bank, found that one. High up among the clocks, got that one. Down below beneath the docks, got that one. Held by a king on his throne. In a station left by one of your own. Major if you draft a wait a minute, in the last door of 8. We talking room 8? Or the 8th sanctum door? I always thought it was talking about the 8th sanctum door. But alas, I don't want these. Take items. Alright, we're looking for the library, boiler, lab, laundry. Patio. Oh, lovely. Alright, realm and rune. So, according to my little cipher thing, page 13, word 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it doesn't have a page 13. How else would I apply this code? XYZ ABC. And then it has the it says dead end. To major key. Dead end is C. Which would be 13. Am I supposed to count individual pages? So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Maybe this is word 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Scorched? What? if I do that rule, let me look at red prints again. So red prints is supposed to be page 10, word 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Always? Word 8, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Turn. That seems more promising. But turn scorched? What the fuck does that mean? Alright, a new clue. Got title pages, and then we're looking for page 1, word 7. I don't have the title page for a new clue. Are you kidding me? Alright, that sucks. Let me take pictures of this whole book. Alright. Gems, please. Gems and keys. We'll just keep going. Boo. Yeah, sure. I'll take the parlor. This statement is as true as the white box's statement. The blue box contains the gems if its statement is false. This box's statement is both true and false. We have a key card today. I'm so upset with myself for not taking a picture of the first page of a new clue. I do technically have the fixed stars though. Hold on, let me look at that and see if I can. So the fixed stars, page 3, word 8. 1, 2, 3, word 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A? Page 3, word 8. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, base. Turn scorched something base. What was on a new clue's first title page? It just says a new clue by Marion Marigold. That's 6. What's the 7th word? I don't know. Wow, the car keys. What else would that page have said? I'm trying to picture it in my head. Is that the one? Hold on. Hold on. Last stream. Is that the one that says Sundial? Sundial Publishing? Because I went and checked the Sundial again because of it. Turn scorched Sundial base? I need the armory. Pretty tempted by that. Damn it. Oh, I want the armory so bad right now. I need keys. 31 minus 20 is 11. Divided by 11 is 1. 10 times 10 is 100. Minus 10 is 90. .33 minus 1 is... Wait, hold on. Am I thinking of that correctly? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we go down to 0.66 times 20 plus 6. I have negative 7.4. 1, a third of 1, 0.33, minus a third of 1. Oh my god, okay. Third of 1 minus a third of 1, so we're just back at 0. Okay, and then 20. 0 times 20 is 0 plus 6. Yeah, I'll take the secret garden key, sure. Yeah. This is the only one we're potentially using today, so I'll just go ahead and pull it, just in case. I would have loved a shovel in here, game. That would have been kind of you. The armory is a black room. I don't think I can choose that. I do have the magnifying glass. If I were to... Oh, baby. Isn't it this and the magnifying glass that make the cutting? My keys, please. Hello? Hello? I tried to skip this and it didn't like it. It got mad. So, okay. Alright. You know what? Fuck it. Okay, so if we can maybe get the workshop, I could maybe make the cutting glass. Still don't know how to shovel. I'll take some items. One item. Two items. 3, 4. 5, 6. What am I missing? What am I doing? Am I an idiot? Oh, there's a key there. Was that 8? Was one of my items literally a piece of gold? Okay. I might be being dramatic. There might have been some. Okay. Haven't opened 46. Turn scorched secondaries. I'm assuming I need. I'm assuming I need to have either the cutting glass or the whatever it is that you can buy in the armory. I forget what that item is called. One of those things. I'm short on steps, so I don't want to run over there yet. Gems, lovely. Dice, also lovely. Always down to have more dice. All right. How do we feel about mushrooms on pizza? I'm not a mushroom fan, so I don't really want them on my pizza. And I feel like they don't really add anything, if I'm being entirely honest. playing games with me. Alright, there's supposed to be a hint on this. Buried. So, buried beside West Bridge. So, yeah. Alright, well, I can just know that that's what that was for now. I'm okay with that. Thank God. You. Self-igniting torch. That's what I want. Yes, that's what I want. Yes, that's what I want. I've been using my stars. I need to... let's just use a regular key. Sure. Alright, we got an appointment with the sundial outside. Can I light anything out here? No. Grill? Wanna have some burgers? I love that those two just cancel each other out. Now what the hell is up with the sundial? This thing has been looming with no purpose for a while, so it's gonna feel good. Do I need to scorch it a third time? What? Oh my god. Wait, are those microchip spots? They are. What in the hell? I can't take them back out of here, right? You are able to remove them? I guess nothing ever did, like, nothing else ever came of these, so it's not like we need this door open. Oh, but I can't, oh, I can't take the third one, okay. is this gonna do? What? Huh? What are we doing with that? Added to your campsite. New experimental data packets can now be uploaded in the laboratory from Sinka, and inbound electronic mail and communications from off-site will no longer be blocked. Oh, shit. Okay. So do I need to be checking the campsite every day? Or is that just like... I'll have something in the morning. Well, that was fun. I did a thing. A productive thing. Okay. So, if that was... Alright, we looked into the patio, nook, office, pantry for low-case clues. Did that. Power the laundry room. Haven't done that. Lots of mech rooms. We haven't done that. What sort of other... Were there other puzzles and a new clue for me? At least none that I've clocked yet. Castle Cipher's still ongoing. Sanctum keys aren't fully done. And the Realms puzzle. We could try and go do that. I need another bathroom break. 1 minute. So we can pop down, unlock room 46, and try and solve the realm puzzle potentially. I kind of like that. Is it faster to go through the basement? I feel like it usually is. What in the world kind of data transfers am I going to be getting from the satellite dish? Yeah, so I can't open you. But I want to. Come so far since our first day. Didn't know what the hell was going on. Okay. Security aquarium passageway dovecote. Those keys waiting behind the last door of 8. Okay. 8 realms and 8 months. Let's see what we can do here. After a short sea voyage, we arrived on the main island of Morahai last night in good spirits. So... short sea voyage. Arrived on the main island. Okay, so short sea voyage. Arrived on Morahai. People here are belligerent in their politeness, and after spending a full day among the Jairai, I am just as afraid of eating another dish as I am of rejecting their offers. I may try to sneak away tomorrow and spend some time alone with my books, as I have noticed that each realm I have still has his books. Still has books. Alright. Next postcard says, this one's from Vera. Despite my prejudice against Mother Nature, I own that I have deeply loved my time here at Vera. The memories of the youthful trip I took here with my brother have been relentless, and as I've gotten older, I find less and less occasion to recollect on such trivial pleasures. One thing I do remember vividly, which has not lost a single speck of charm, are the famous turtles. Each visitor of Vera upon arriving is lent one of those hard-shell friends for the duration of their stay to serve as both steed, guide, and companion. I'm still under the spell of island life, even if the weather here is much more severe than it was on Mora High. Okay. After Mora High. What does he say? Still under the spell of island life. So probably right after Mora High. Next postcard I have in my pictures is from where's this one from? I think this one's a Raja. There have been fewer and fewer opportunities the further we travel up into the mountains to attend to my correspondence, and I find myself regretting having brought so many books, as this is the first realm I have visited without porters. Here every person is expected to carry their own belongings, and if you can't, you throw away that which is expendable. It's looking like I'll be bringing back less souvenirs than I had planned. I never expected to appreciate the cold, but frigid weather here is a welcome relief coming from the sweltering shores of Vera. Okay, so I think this is a Raja. Came from Vera. I ended up forsaking all but one of my books. Okay. Left all but one book. Alright. Then we have... No. This one is a Raja. I don't know what that third one is. It was snowy. Maybe Arch Aries, but I don't think it's Arch Aries. Anyway, this one is definitely a Raja. It says, I was a little disappointed that there has not been a drop of rain during my time here, as every Arajan story I have ever heard has begun with rain. I suppose the anecdotes I make on this trip will have to do without that flavorful setting. However, even without the rain, the puddles and ponds that dot the countryside make this place feel different than home. So maybe he came here first? This one is Arch Aries. We arrived here after a few days of sailing, and it made me realize how much more convenient it would have been in the old days when the railway tracks extended all the way north. Sailed here for a few days. Could have taken rails north, so maybe from Araja. Arch Aries is a destination with which I am well acquainted, having traveled here countless times on business for Cinca. This time, however, I will avoid the familiar towns and factories, and will instead trek along the northern coast, an area with which I am wholly unfamiliar. Trekked along northern coast. Okay. Black Bridge, Fen Aries. 8 realms in 8 months. The objective was simple enough, but in what order? What route? And where to start? Questions like these are the ones I tend to ignore, as planning has never been my strong suit. Well then, in the true spirit of adventure, I have departed, forsaking both map and plan, and as it happens, the road has taken me south. It seems fitting to begin the journey by visiting a fragment of the Old Kingdom, a landmark as black in realm as it is in name, and a story I feel closely connected to. So he started in what is now Fen Aries, but began as Arinda Aries, and he went to Blackbridge. Start of journey, went to Blackbridge. Then the one actually officially from Fen Aries is, I think, the one he ends with. It says, I am actually writing this last postcard sitting at my desk at home. I suppose I should put forth the extra effort and drop it in the mail for consistency, but I am tempted to save the postmaster a trip, as it will just wind up here once again to join the other 7, which I am pleased to report were all waiting for me on my desk, safe as can be. Flipping through them has reminded me of the many friends I made and lessons learned along the way, and as I look back, one truth shines brighter than the others. Air travel is much better than sea travel. Last, air travel is better than sea travel. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 7. So this one is last. Arinda Aries first. After Arinda, I think he went north. Or I'm sorry, I think he went south to Araja, and then he went north to Arch Aries, I believe. Let me look at my maps now. Hello, where are my world maps? Okay. Yeah, so starting in Arinda Aries, went to Blackbridge, and then south to Araja, and then sailed up north to Arch Aries. Morahai, it says he got there after a short sea voyage, which doesn't really line up with Arch Aries. So I think he went so short sea journey. I feel like he went to Carrerica before Morahai and Nuance. He says in the Morahai postcard, he said it was a short sea voyage to get here, which would line up with it being Carrerica, because they're split by a tiny little sea. And then he still has his books. And then in Vera, he says, I'm still under the spell of island life after Mora High. And then Vera, whatever the next one is, he came from Vera, left all but one book there, and then went to Fenris. What was the Carrerica weather like? Carrerica is snowy. So maybe he did Nuance and then Carrerica. Because it looks like he left all but one book in Carrerica. Okay, that's my guess. So I think he started here. I think he went here. And then I think he went here. And then I think he went to Nuance. And then I think he went to Mora High. It's not that far of a journey. And then to Vera. And then... No, wait. Vera, he said, still under the spell of island life. This one is Vera. This one is Carrerica. And then he came back to Fenris. No? Where is Blackbridge? Let me look at my pictures from that book. I believe he began and ended in the same place. I think he went to Araja second, and he went up to Arch Aries. So maybe he didn't go to Nuance here. Maybe this one. Maybe he went here. Maybe Nuance is between... So maybe Nuance and then Vera and then Carrerica and then went here before he went home. property deed, Lord Arthur Clementine to Lady Orville of Trinsdale. Okay. Know all men by these presents that Lord Arthur Clementine, rightful owner of the land that rests in the northern range of the Reddington Mountains, doth grant and convey to the bearer of this document, Lady Orville of Trinsdale, the land, forest, and waters of the sheer cliffs that rest in the northern shadow of the Holly Leaf Mountain, with all the rights, privileges, and appurtenances thereunto belonging. Boundaries. The property of Mount Holly consists of dense woods flanked by cliff walls, irrigated by mountain spring streams, and punctuated by several run-off waterfalls. This area is sheltered between the summit's northern slope and saddle, spanning across 80-odd acres of land. The property is situated southwest of Reddington, bounded on the side by steep crags, and abutting the east by high road to Tanner Fork. I, Lord Arthur Clementine, covenant, promise, and agree with Lady Orville, her heirs, and assigns that I am lawfully seized and possessed of the said premises, and that the same are free and clear of all encumbrances, that I have good right to sell and convey the same to the said Lady Orville, her heirs and assigns, and that I will warrant and defend the same against all lawful claims and demands whatsoever. In hand and seal I make my mark in the grand year of Fen Aries, 1912. Well, all right. One moment. Okay. All right. What is all this? Oh shit. I, Herbert Sinclair of Mount Holly at Reddington, do publish and declare this instrument, my last will and testament, and hereby revoke all wills and codicils heretofore made by me. I declare that I am not and have never been married and have no children. First, I direct that all my debts and outstanding expenses be paid as soon after my decease as possible. Secondly, I direct all the servants and staff in my employ at the time of my death shall be granted indefinite leave to be paid out of the reserves of my estate set aside for such occasion, until such a time as a new master of Mount Holly bids their return. In the event that the aforesaid reserves for this purpose are depleted before a new master of the estate is found, I direct my executor to make provisions for their future employment, and to do so in a manner that is just and equitable to all parties involved. Thirdly, to my faithful valet, Hartley Ruoda, I hereby gift to him the lake house in Trinsdale as a small measure of gratitude for his many years of unwavering loyalty and devoted service. I direct that my executor take such steps as are necessary to transfer ownership of the said lake house to Hartley Ruoda, and should use all reasonable efforts to persuade him to accept the same. Furthermore, to my late cousin Tillin's 2 children, Courtney Farine and Rygard Farine, who have sometimes been impulsive and hasty in their actions, I grant to each a cuckoo clock set eternally on the sacred hour, for only time will tell when they are ready to slow down enough to appreciate the gifts bestowed upon them with the patience and wisdom that comes with maturity. In the case that Lionel Epson should return from his travels abroad, or in the event that any of his heirs should present themselves, I bequeath to him or them, as the case may be, the diary and its related key, which formerly belonged to his sister Clara Epson, which I have kept in her room and beside her grave, respectively and respectfully. In addition, it is my fervent desire that the gallery, along with all the artwork contained within, be bestowed upon the Reddington Museum of Art, including the sculptures, exhibits, and in the entire collection of drawings by Christopher Manson, comprised of the 4 pieces titled... All right. We got that a long time ago. This generous donation shall be made 1 year hence, following the date of my earthly departure, when it will be removed from Mount Holly's draft pool. Moreover, to the Grand Cathedral of Araja, I bequeath 8 stone statues sculpted in the likeness of the 8 Ageran angels, Orinda, Lydia, Rina, Joya, Daja, Vea, Mila, and Draxus. These sculpted figures have been in the Sinclair tomb for multiple generations, and even though there has been much debate over their natural numeric order, they have nevertheless remained steadfast in their safeguarding of our family's secrets. I trust they will continue to provide the Cathedral of Araja that same level of stewardship. Okay. I give and bequeath to my grandnephew Simon P. Jones, son of my dear niece Mary Matthew, all the rest, residue, and remainder of my estate, and of my right, title, and interest in and to the house and land, which I own near Mount Holly, as a token of the cordial and affectionate friendship which for nearly a half century his grandmother Clara Epson has shown me. The above provision and bequest is contingent on my aforementioned grandnephew discovering the location of the 46th room of my 45-room estate of Mount Holly. This room, among other things of value, holds the physical deed to the entire estate, as well as many other personal effects and policies of insurance. The location of the room has been kept a secret from all the staff and servants of the manor, but I am confident, that any heir worthy of the Sinclair legacy should have no trouble uncovering its whereabouts within a timely manner. Should my grandnephew fail to uncover this room or provide proof of his discovery to the executors of my will, then this gift shall lapse, and the above clauses on this page and provisions pertaining to that clause shall be considered null and void, and the rest of my estate shall be disposed of and gifted to the Urindian Heritage Foundation, under condition that the house be immediately winnowed and sealed with explicit instructions and allowances that the site shall not be reopened until black flags are once again flying over Oris, or 110 years have passed since my death, whichever day shall come first. As one final gift to my grandnephew Simon P. Jones, regardless of whether he finds room 46 or not, I leave and bequeath to him the original manuscripts of his mother's works that were produced here under the roof of her childhood home. These preliminary draft copies include red prints, which she wrote while visiting the estate during the brightest of her days, and a new clue, which she penned here during the darkest. I hope that in due time and in the natural order of things you will come to be content, as I have with what little of herself she left us. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand this 18th day of March, 1993. Well, all right. Is there anything else in here for us? Okay, I'm gonna head back out to the break room. Oh, an allowance token. Oh, right, because I went in here from the bedroom. All right. I want to see what the satellite dish does for us in the morning. $57 gold. Experimental data packets can now be uploaded to the laboratory from Cinca. Inbound electronic mail. So we try to get the lab today? Ah, the chef. Okay. What does it give us? Oh, extra food in the dining room. That's right. Can I, like, play around with that? I had to see what this did at least once. I thought maybe you could like take it back and then add a different amount and see what that gave you. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. That's brutal, but I feel like, yeah. That checks out. Alright. Let's have some fun dead end times. I love having a free attic and a like more common attic. 3 over. Okay, yeah, 5, 6, 7. Yep, thank you. Gonna need all that. That is what I wanted. Hello? All your steps with all your gems. All of your remaining stars with your allowance. Permanently? they're about the same. My allowance is like 57, and I think my normal stars is like, we're also right around 50. Gross. I mean, what am I trying to do with the rest of this day? I don't know what my goal is right now. We have so few steps already. This is brutal. Shit. Oh. I literally am just not used to that item and just didn't even recognize it as something to take. I think I want the lab, which is like the only other... thing, but I want... I think it costs a gem? Oh yeah, what does this do? I forget what the crown does. Gem for me? Thank you. Commissary, damn it. 2 gems? Maybe the office? I don't know if I have the steps for that. Hee hee. You got food? Wait, I'm turned around. I want the hallway, then the gym. Oh my god, I'm getting turned around. Oops. I'm just gonna see if I can draft the lab and go from there. Do you have any letters on the back of you? For the castle cipher? What about you? Do the ones in the tomb? Don't know. A little extra help. That's nice. Man. Collection of lab experiments designed for experienced technicians. Okay. keep forgetting. I could have done this from security. I didn't think about that. Forget I can access them all now. 8 new experimental triggers, 8 new experimental effects. Upgraded floor plan. Excuse me. Each room with a fireplace. Next 10 times you view your map, lose 10 steps. Each time you pull a different antechamber lever. Each time you draft a tomorrow room. Okay. Lower the reservoir by 1. Interesting. Stock your pantry with fruit. Unseal one of the antechamber doors. Permanently increase your lockpicking skill. Oh, I like that. Gain a random item. Remove a crate. Shut up. Gain 1 key for each 30 steps. Lose half your steps. Oh my god. Is there any more? Can I set an experiment up with those things now? I only have 10 steps. 17 steps. I mean, that gets one of them removed, though. You know? We're pretty far into this day, so it's not like I was going to be doing a lot more drafting. Amazing. So, was that 2 crates or what? Did I kind of cheese it with getting 2? How many do you have to remove? Crimson Shopping Center of Prayers. Oh, what a lovely place to live. What is gonna be through the tunnel? Removing crates from the tunnel is amazing. I don't think, yeah, I don't have anything. It's this way, right? It's this one. One, two, three, four. Oh, there's a lot of them. Okay. All right, we got work to do. So if we were to go in here, and set up an experiment at the beginning of the day to try and maximize what the fuck was it? has to be a different terminal. It has to be one of the other terminals. So security or lab or office. Okay. Alright, so try and get one of those early. Also like getting the workshop super early. Did we get a new letter in here? No, we've read that one. I know, I just entered and left this room like 3 times. This day is gonna be a bit of a wash anyway because of the curse, so it's fine. The blue box has at least one true statement, and the white box has at least one true statement. Gems are in the blue box. Gems are in a box with 2 statements. That is true. Oh no. If this is true, I don't think this is right. Oh, it was right. I really thought that was gonna be false. Yeah. I don't want to do that there. But we'll get some dice from it, I guess. This will help with steps. Scope is not my favorite item, but it's fine. So what does doubling that do? And there's a box there, but I can't open it. Twelve minus 10? Really? What are these easy maths? 1 times 1 is 1, times 4 is 4, times 2 is 8, divided by 4 is 2. 11 minus 1 is 10, minus 2 is 8, minus 5 is 3, squared is 9, times 9 is 81. No, divided by 9 is 1, plus 11. $21 times 2 is 42, minus 1 is 41, which gives us 14 times 1. Oh my god, this one's so long. 3 squared is 9. No, this is just 1 squared plus 1 is... okay, 1 squared is 1. Plus 1 is 2. Squared is 4. Plus 1 squared is 5. Squared is 25. Minus 5. Oh my god, this one's so long. 16 times 2 is 32, or 30. Divided by 10 is 3. Times 2 is 6. To the nearest 10. Bullseye trophy. 40. Oh, that was the 40th one. That was why it was so hard and so long. I like that puzzle a lot, though. Like, I really genuinely enjoy them. We need to go up. We burning this the rest of this run to the ground. Draft a red room, lose 5 steps, remove a crate from the tunnel. Hell yeah. Okay, well, we're not doing that one. Are we cut off? Is that it? Is that it for us? we have a key card. Thank fuck. But the way that this almost got my dreams were crushed so quickly. Oh no. Shit. I think it's worth it, but god damn it. We never did draft security. But I do think I can draft a couple more red rooms today and just a couple more crates, you know? That's gonna be my new main focus, I think, is like, what the frick is in there? Put this back on, please. And I don't think I can combine these items. No, telescope doesn't combine with anything. Okay. I'm gonna get up here and watch. It's gonna be locked. Just praying for security doors at this point. No! No! Please! Yeah. Sure. We're nearly done here. This is probably gonna give me a key. Okay, alright. Plus I get a couple extra gems. Coupon book. That was... three things? Was there 2 things up here? There was a key. Oh, key and a gem were up there, and then That's it. Hey, you know, one more crate. Probably one more day. I want to do one more, like, I'm not cursed today. I think it only lasted for 2 days. Yeah, we're not cursed. I do like the idea of upgrading my lockpicking skills right away. Alright, let's see if we can get an outdoor terminal right at the beginning of the day. Shelter. We want shelter. We want shelter. We didn't get the shelter. That's okay. I forgive you, game. Sometimes my family and I joke that games have like a desire sensor. So if there's like a rare drop or something that you're like waiting on, the game knows that you want it, it's not gonna give it to you. Not right away. It's gonna make you really work for it and want it. You know? Uh, 15. 16. 32. 32. 8. That one was so simple. I love the aquarium. Look at this guy. So I'm wondering though, where do we get our mom's manuscripts? Where are those hidden? You know? I'm curious. Can I get a shovel? Shovel, please? I could turn these and do the other one, but I don't really care. I don't really care. Not right now. Damn. Stingy. Gross. I don't want any of those. I don't want any of these. Ugh. Are we meant to bring the sapphire crown into this room? Box or a box next to this box contains gems. A box next to this box is true. Only one statement is true. If this is true, and this is true, then that would be true. This would be true, and this would be false, which would mean they're here. And take it in there just to see if it does anything, you know? You never know. And I want to try it because I'm curious. And yes, I will take the basement key just because I can. Doesn't seem like it. Oh man. Alright. I'm not worried about the antechamber doors. Just give me stuff, I suppose. no key cards for me today. I want to know what happens if I take that to the trading post. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. This thing's pretty great. Not gonna lie about it. I like the moon pendant. Just making tomorrow a little bit easier is always kind of nice. Shit. I keep trying to pick the expensive gem ones because I'm trying to do the experiment thing, but I don't know. It's kind of a flawed logic, I think. I like this one actually quite a lot. This one, I'm fine with it staying unusual. Pantry's fine as commonplace. I'm good with that. Oh, this and the kennel. Mwah, chef's kiss. There's usually an item in here. Guess it makes me start tomorrow with keys. But I don't have any gems, so never mind. Just kidding. Sure. Get me my master key. I want to try and buy every item at least once. so many dice buried under this house. That's kind of fun. I like when it happens in a random room, not the freaking clock tower. What happens in the clock tower is stressful. Stop giving me the closed exhibit. I don't want it. I don't have a key card. Alright. Good for me in here. I mean... reaching the end of this day, I don't really know what I'm trying to do with the rest of this day. Wanted. Wanted a key card. Okay, well, we have the crown checked at the coat check. So I don't want to go check any of these items because I want to leave that in there. What else could we do with this day? Looking at my checklist, I powered the laundry room. I've tried the new 3 admin keys. A new clue. We worked through that puzzle. We worked through the book names. Nothing came with the chess pieces? So I don't know if that is anything or not. I mean, that could just be like nothing. A nothing burger. Curse of Black Bridge. I took notes on that. The note found with the small swan figurine. South I see a swan. Ashen like the sands of the shore. Carried by westwardly winds. Rogue like the moon of the north. East I see a crow. Dark are the days coming forth. I don't know what that refers to. Or if I've unknowingly used that information already and I didn't know it. Holding hands and throwing stones from Mary's letter. Don't know what that means. Read all the new books. I've read all the new books from the bookshop. Court, cloak, and castle with binary on the screen in the grotto. I don't know what that is. I have notes for all my memos that I've seen. Castle cipher, sanctum keys. I put here that I want the magnifying glass in the master bedroom. I don't have it today. So that's something. My notes on the realms, my sigil notes. I've used all my sigil notes that I had. Admin key. Eight realms in 8 months. We did that. Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I don't think there's anything else I have for this day. Let me get back to the break room so that I have a key card tomorrow. Did I fail? You know what? Since it's a straight shot up there, I'm gonna do this really quick. I think I forgot to check the lab. This is where I turn. Yes. Use this wheel to create your own custom packet of experiments, mixing and matching from all available experimental triggers and effects. Oh, okay. So So I want to remove things from the thing. Triggers. These are triggers. I'm an idiot. 8 or more. Immediately. Shop room's easy. Security doors. Chests, maybe? Trash. It's 5. 6. 7. Alright. I want remove a crate from the tunnel. What are 2 others? I want it to just always offer me that one. Gain 1 key for every 30 steps. Lower the reservoir. Stock your pantry. Gold wouldn't be bad. Or letters to the mailroom, maybe? I'm gonna do those 3. Oh, you have to select 8. It's not letting me move forward. Okay, I like this one. I like this one. Stars. Dice. No. Well. How many is that? 5, 7. One more. Let's do a gold. Okay. Lock it down, lock it all down. As we discussed in our meeting earlier this week, we will be sealing off the entrance to the Black Bridge server this week, as well as archiving all our electronic mailboxes and locking access. I'm not sure just how tech-savvy we expect the Red Guard to be, but there's more than enough data on our servers that these extra precautions are, in my opinion, the very minimum measures that we should be considering given the likelihood of an investigation. Randolph, as I know you've been conducting temperature-related experiments this past week, I've tried my best to avoid accessing my frozen stock during your normal working hours. However, on Friday I was making my famous black truffle pizza and had to visit the freezer for a few ingredients. I hope I didn't mess anything up. Chef, please don't worry too much about freezer access. The experiments we're doing aren't very sensitive, and they are already accounting for normal variations due to expected use and staff traffic. However, surprisingly, we did see a major temperature rise on Friday, which I believe may be related not to your freezer visit, but to the use of furnace in close proximity. In the future, you should try to draft that a bit further away. It's the temperature rise from drafting that room. Yeah, okay, we know. Okay. How was your first day on the estate? Hopefully you're not having too much trouble drafting rooms. It can be a bit overwhelming. I'm normally in charge of drafting the rooms for the day each morning, so I know how it goes. Just to let everyone know, the estate has been cut off from outside communications Sinclair's instructions, so I don't think Simon's going to be seeing anything posted here for the time being. Now you tell me, and I'm guessing that means the electronic mail accounts are disabled? Yes, he should only be able to access data currently on the system, so if he does figure out the network password, he should be able to read any emails that were on the system on November 6th, as that is when satellite communications were shut down. I'm getting anxious. Does anyone have any updates on Simon's progress? No real word on his progress yet, but it's very hard to say without access to the network from here. But I'm monitoring a few things from the offices in Cinca, but it doesn't really paint a picture of what's happening over there. Your guess is as good as mine. It's been a month now. Does anyone know where we are expected to return to work? I know we don't have much information at this time about what's happening on the estate, but my sister's planning a trip in a week, and it'd be nice to know if this indefinite leave has any expected end date. Hey Bridget, thanks for checking in. It's a bit complicated, but the short answer is no. We don't really know when we will be going back to work, so by all means, take that trip and have fun. These indefinite furloughs only happen once in a career. Yes, and I'd like to add that even if Simon has found room 46, he will very likely want some additional time alone on the estate to adjust before he summons us back to resume work. If I were placing bets, I would say it's going to be at least another month, maybe longer. Merry Christmas, Simon, or as her ladyship used to call your mother, Merry Christmas. We wanted to let you know that we've left some presents for you in the boudoir today. Hopefully next year we'll be able to celebrate this day together. Aww. The future is looking up and we're all looking forward to getting back to work. Happy New Year. A few nights ago I saw Florealis in the sky, which is incredibly auspicious since tomorrow marks the beginning of Mora High's winter harvest and the celebration of the third Peregrine Rinna. The farmers of Mora High always refer to the angels by their natural order, a preference Herbert adopted in his final years after his trip there. Land sakes alive, I'll be blowed. I have absolutely no idea how he's done it, but it appears Simon has somehow re-established satellite connection from the estate. Assuming this isn't a glitch, either way, now that we have a connection again, I'll be able to check network activity logs and find out what happened. I can confirm that this morning as I was driving up to the estate to reset the house, I did see that the satellite was up, so it appears the young master does, in fact, have complete mastery of the house. Yay, I'm going to guess that means he likely already reached room 46 then. I knew he would pull it off, I just knew it. They're so cute. Yeah. Magnifying glass. Alright, we read all these. Okay. Thank you for humoring me. I knew I probably missed stuff in there. I just kept forgetting to go back. Alright, let's go back to the break room and we're gonna call it a day. Me and Simon. I might record a little bit more tonight, like later on, but I have got stuff to do. I have to leave right now, so that's gonna be it. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.